Good morning, y'all. Good morning. Afternoon. Whatever it is, wherever you at. Good night. Yeah, all of them. Gotta have these, right? What y'all doing over there? Y'all getting ready for church? Why is this not right? Let's bend it back just a little bit. Hola, hola. What y'all doing? Ooh, I've been up in my books and it felt really good. I sat for like 2.5 hours, maybe 3 now, studying. Just looking through some stuff. Hola, you at work? Well, I hope you have a good day at work. Hold on. I might need to go. I do. Let me go grab this other charger real quick. Give y'all time to get in here and say all y'all good mornings and hey cousins and all the stuff y'all normally do that I be having to wait for about 9 minutes. About to show y'all how it goes for me. And I gotta get back to it here in a minute. Hola, hola. Good evening, afternoon, morning, and whatever else other time it might be wherever you at. Hey. Yep, that's why I be giving y'all a few minutes to say hello to everybody. Like church. This is this is like the first 10 minutes of church when everybody getting in, going to get their drink, telling the kids to go to the bathroom, putting your Bible in your purse down, praising the Lord with everybody, and coming on back in. That's what the same thing. That's what y'all be doing. That's what y'all be doing. Hey, Shay. Hey, everybody. Hola. I'm about to show y'all how it go for me. Hey. So I was reading, and then I was studying, and then I was reading, and before I knew it, I didn't even get a chance to go back to the Bible. Trick me out. So I want to show y'all something. Y'all probably already done read it because y'all scholars, but I figured we'll look at it. You're going to be in your regular Bible today. But I do want to show y'all, once we read what we're going to read, I want to show y'all what happened to me this morning in my notes and how it happens for me and how my research goes and all of that stuff. I did look at them. I definitely did. I already emailed you back, girl. I've been working, studying, and reading. I already emailed you back probably about an hour or so ago. You all look absolutely gorgeous. I already did that. I woke up and checked some of my emails this morning, and yours was the first that I saw. Yep. India, good morning, everybody. You're going to need your regular Bible for what we're going to read. Or like your regular. Yeah, I've been a responder, girl. I'm always working. Exactly. As soon as I get up and until I go to bed sometimes. Good morning. So I'm going to show y'all this first. So y'all know I told y'all I was going to start writing in this journal. And I did. Come to find out, I had already wrote in the other one that had like the clocks and everything on it. It's 2 p.m. Okay, well, afternoon. I said, wherever you at, David. Good morning, good afternoon, good night. I don't know. Right? But I started this today. Y'all see this? And I leave space because I have to go back in and put other stuff. This is all from just this morning. I ain't got over to here yet. But y'all see that? I just started writing this book today. And what we get ready to read, I read one name or one word or whatever, and it got me all of this. I ain't even made it back to where we about to read. And this ain't even, because it's several screenshots on my phone, probably about 60, well, maybe 50 from the rest of this that I just got it so that I could go back and write the information down. But this is me studying a little bit of the lineage and stuff. So it was, when I tell y'all, that's going to probably spread another 10 pages once I get done. You hear me? If not more than that. And that's all from just the last 2 hours, 2.5 hours of study as far as me looking, reading, getting my books out, going to get all the books that they said I need to read so that I can, verify and check and stuff. So, yeah. Yep. So I'm going to wait. We got, what, 5 more minutes? I'll wait. And then we can start. Hey, good morning. Woo, wait. Plus, I need to wait for this iPad to come on. It's on, but we need some more juice on there. I should have just switched out this for that. I probably will do that. That just makes more sense. Hold on, family. Yeah, that's better. Because then I can see. Do this right here. On the audio visual and I'll. Oh! Alicia, our lovely lady that makes all of the sweaters and stuff from Nerd Junk, she has a t-shirt press that she's selling for $300, y'all. Y'all hear me? And as soon as I can, I'll get the pictures over here and show y'all. But she has a t-shirt press that she's selling for $300. So if anybody is in a t-shirt business and you're looking for a manual t-shirt press, or the, what is it? The screen printing thing. You know, she has that. Excuse me, Nala. I'm going to tell you exactly what it is. Sorry, Alicia. Because it's on my iPad and not on my thing. It's a screen print machine that she has. And she's going to sell it for $300. Yeah, it's a screen print machine. So it's the one that has like all the arm things on it or whatever. So if you're looking to get into that, get with our mod, Alicia Rangel. Okay. Y'all hear me? Y'all getting me? If you know any of you young folks that want to try to look at t-shirts and all of that, get with her, because she's getting rid of her machine. She's going a different way, she said. She's going to be she's in Florida, but she ships. She already knew when she told me she was going to ship it somewhere. So get with Alicia Rangel and just at least talk to her about it. Yeah. Because she said she paid more than that, but she's willing to sell it for $300. So, and the pictures are on here. Or else I could show them to y'all. You can go to the website, Nerd Junk Shop, or go, her website is Nerd Junk Shop, N3RD, where we get our hoodies from, Justice. You can get to her page from my website. Just look up the Nerd Junk emblem and click that and then email her there if you want to. Okay? She told me a couple of days ago and I completely forgot. I said, I'm so sorry. It'd be 1,000 things on my mind. Good morning, afternoon, everybody. You're welcome, Pumpkin. Good morning and afternoon to everybody over here. Ooh. I got in the bed, honey, and went to sleep. I slept really, really well last night. I'm probably going to take me a nap here in a minute because I've been studying all morning. But it feels really good. Oh, it is the afternoon. It's 1 o'clock. So once we make it to 10 minutes, we'll start reading what we're going to read. And then I'll go through a little bit of my studies with y'all from this morning if y'all want to. I ain't going to be on here that long. It's Sunday. Hola, hola. Hey. Hey, Ash. We're going to be in our regular, I don't want to say regular Bible. If you want to read out of here, we're going to be on Bible Gateway today in about 45 seconds or so. Because I ain't going to take a whole bunch of time talking about nothing on today, as they say in church. We're going to get this popping. Because we just looking around. That's all we doing. We just looking. Right? Why does this feel so high? Because it is. Because it is. Yeah. It's 1:06 right now. Right? So when y'all be sending me stuff early in the morning, late at night, that's why my everything is always on off. Matter of fact, let me turn this off because I know that the people had to come here yesterday and I had to turn my ringer on so I could hear it. Turn that off. All the way off. All right, are you guys ready? Let's go. Are you ready? If you are, good job. If you're not, learn to be ready. Okay. Which version was I reading it in earlier? This wasn't a version. Hold on 1 second. Okay, yeah. NRERV is what I heard. Well, I think got something under my nail. What the heck is that? Probably some eyelash glue or something. What is this? All right. Y'all ready? We getting ready to do this thing real quick. It ain't gonna take all day. I haven't said it yet, sweet sauce. I haven't said. I was just asking if everybody was ready. I know y'all get to come in and saying good morning and stuff. So I was giving y'all 10 minutes to do so. 10 minutes is now up, and it is time. It is time for the stuff that we normally come here for. That stuff. Good morning, everybody. Ooh. Sorry. Oh, I think I slept wrong or something. Stretched or something. Ooh, right there. Anyway. All right. I need you to go to Genesis, the 26th chapter in the easy read version, preferably, please, if you can. Can you do that for me? Yes? This feels so weird to see it up there, but I can see it real good. That's crazy. Y'all ready? Come on. Genesis 26, ERV. Please. Please. Okay, here we go. It says, now there was a famine. This was like the famine that happened during Abraham's life. So Isaac went to the town of Gerar, and to King Abimelech of the Philistines. Who were the Philistines? Who are the Philistines? Tell me. The giants. Also, who else? Who would they be now? Palestinians. Good job. All right. The Lord spoke to Isaac and said, don't go down to Egypt. Live in the land that I commanded you to live in. Don't go down to Egypt. Live in the land that I commanded you to live in. Stay in this land and I will be with you. I will bless you and I will give you and your family all these lands. Who remembers me telling y'all that every single time that God tells me to go or stay, it works out? And whenever I go against that, I end up in some issues. People don't believe that God will tell you where to move and where to live and what job to work at, but he wants you to be blessed. And he did it a lot here. Right. Right. You hear me? God will tell you where to move. He will tell you where to work because he already has a blessing. Anywhere he's going to tell you to go, he always has a blessing. Right, Trey? Just you wait until you'll know when God is telling you to go. You'll know. You will know. But when you go ahead of him or stay too long, baby, it can be disastrous. You hear me? He said, I know where he said, don't go down there. Don't go live on the other side of town. I want you to stay right here. Hey, Rika, because I got something for you. But if you go down to Egypt, it's going to be a different thing, right? So we might want to move somewhere because it seems plentiful and this and that, but that might not be where God wants you to go for you to get blessed. You hear me? Your blessings might not be in that place that you're choosing to go to. So you'll definitely want to ask God where it is that he wants you to go. Okay? Here we go. I will do what I promised to Abraham, your father. I will make your family as many as the stars of heaven, and I will give all these lands to your family. Through your descendants, every nation on earth will be blessed, And I will do this because your father Abraham obeyed my words and did what I said. How many of you know that you abiding by God's rules can cause your kids to be blessed? And you are not abiding by God's laws and obeying God's laws could cause your kids to be cursed. Who got it? You picked that up? Rebellion gets into the bloodline. Rebellion gets into the bloodline. So you keep on bucking God's word, guess who else gonna do it? You showing them. You hear that? You showing your children how to rebel when you rebel. So then when your generations just get more and more rebellious and don't acknowledge God for who he is, whose fault is that? When you listen to yourself instead of listening to God and your line becomes rebellious, whose fault is that? Good afternoon, family. Perfect timing. Just took the grandchildren out the pool. Okay. So they get a little chilly. You done put them on some warm clothes. They better sit down and do something. Okay, I'm listening. I hope y'all listening. Okay. Okay, good job. All right. It says, he obeyed my commands and my laws and my rules. So Isaac settled in Gerar. His wife Rebekah was very beautiful. The men of that place asked Isaac about Rebekah, and he said, she is my sister. He was afraid to tell them Rebekah was his wife. He was afraid the men would kill him so they could have her. After Isaac had lived there a long time, Abimelech looked out of his window and saw Isaac and his wife enjoying each other or one another. Abimelech called for Isaac and said, this woman is your wife. Why did you tell us that she was your sister? Who else did that? Who else? Hey, who else did that? Who else lied and said, this is not my wife, it's my sister because she was so pretty? His daddy. So the same things that happened to his daddy happened to him. The same things that happened to Isaac's daddy happened to him. God blessed Isaac because Abraham was obedient and Isaac's generations were blessed. But also the same thing that the daddy had to go through, the kid had to go through. Y'all getting where I'm going with this? So when you don't learn what you're supposed to learn, when the same thing comes from your child for your child, you don't have the information to give them. It's 87 in your job right now. You got a way to cool yourself off. Get some ice. Go get some ice and put it around your hello. Did you call me or something? Girl, you better go buy a fan and put a bucket of ice in front of it by wherever you got to stand in there. Because just get you some ice, girl. It be too hot in there, them ovens and stuff. Go get you some ice. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Just about to see what you were talking about. Oh, well, come on in then. You like it. Well, come on in. I tell y'all this all the time. As a matter of fact, there go my kid. There go my kid. That's my youngest kid. And we're talking about Abraham and Isaac. And I brought mine from home. Good job. Okay. Put a big bucket of ice in front of it with some water, baby, and make you a little air conditioner for wherever you're going to be at. So with that, remember when I told you when you don't learn from your experiences, then they hit your children, those same entities can come and affect your children, and that is how the generational curse starts. Your kids are going to deal with the smaller versions of who you deal with at work. Y'all remember me saying this? You hear me? Depression just means just some stuff you ain't let go of, pumpkin. Let it go and the depression will leave. Whatever you holding on to, you got to let it go. If you pick up a 50-pound weight and carry it around over time, you're going to break down. Just like our arms from carrying these phones. We are Genesis 26. Okay? So when you don't learn the lessons that you need to learn and get it so that you can pass it to your kids, this is how generational curses start. The same thing that came, okay, for Isaac, heck, his daddy had to go through it. But what if his daddy didn't learn? You welcome, Pumpkin. What if his daddy didn't learn? He wouldn't have known what to do when he was getting ready. Now this is what's blowing my mind, okay? So let me tell you how I got over here. We just got this whole thing. So just keep that in mind, that Isaac had to go down and be around the same people that was going to take his mama from him. They was going to take his wife. Okay? He went through the same thing. Okay? So if he did not learn from what his daddy did, he probably would have lost his wife and maybe his life. Isaac. Okay? Because he had a bad mama jamma too, brick house of a wife as well. Okay? Okay? If you don't learn, you cannot help the next generation. This is why I ask y'all to journal. Because the answers that you might be getting, you might not get the answers. Just like some of the people in the beginning didn't get to see the promised land, but the information that they wrote down, the information that they learned, helped the people that did get into the promised land. Is you feeling me? There are some things I might not ever get to see, but my youngest child that just came in here, there could be answers or clues that God gave me that are going to benefit her life after I'm long gone. You hear me? You hear me? There were things that the prophets wrote down early on that didn't happen until after the flood or in our time. Okay? In real life. They were relevant to our time, not their time. What if they didn't take the time to write it down? What if they didn't take the time to write down their dreams about the horses and the dragon coming up out of the sea and all? What if they did not take the time to write that down? We wouldn't know what time we was in right now. We wouldn't even know what to look for in the last days. You getting me? So when you don't learn from your mistakes, you really hurt your lineage. When you don't try to learn God's word, you are damning dang near your lineage. Because you don't have no answers to give them because you didn't go to God and get them. History is doomed to repeat itself. Come on, here we go. Come on, Sarah, you said it. That part. It says, Isaac said to him, I was afraid that you would kill me so that you could have her. And Abimelech said, you have done a bad thing to us. One of our men might have had intercourse with your wife, and then he would be guilty of a great sin. So Abimelech gave a warning to all the people. He said, no one must hurt this man or woman. No one must hurt this man or this woman. If anyone hurts them, they will be unalived. So Isaac planted fields in that place, and that year he gathered a great harvest. Hold on. So even though there was opposition, God told him, stay put. Don't go nowhere. Don't move. I'm about to do something for you. And if you don't move, everything that is connected to you is going to be blessed. He listened. Opposition came, but he didn't move. And the next year, he reaped a great harvest. He became rich. So he listened to God. Opposition came. Okay, look it now. God gave him a command. He followed the command. Opposition came. Sometimes God will tell you he getting ready to bless you. You do the obedient thing, and immediately the devil is on the other side of that trying to make you second guess the decision that you made. Because he knows that if you stay put in a situation where God has put you, the blessing is on the other side of him. God's command or God's blessing, your obedience, opposition, blessing. God's word coming down to you, your obedience, the opposition, which is the devil that doesn't want you to believe what God just said to you. And then if you stay fast and stay down, the blessing is on the other side of the opposition. Y'all getting me? How many times have you knew you was about to get a blessing and then all of a sudden all these crazy things started happening? God want to see if you still going to believe. The enemy don't want you to be happy. He removes joy, remember? So you can get all happy, get you a raise or whatever, get home and you're tired and went flat. The water thing, oh. No, the devil is mad because he knows God is getting ready to bless you. And you just got to stay down so you can see the blessing on the other side of the opposition. Listen, trying to tell you. Okay. So it says the Lord blessed him very much. Isaac became rich. He gathered more and more wealth until he became a very rich man. He had many flocks and herds of animals. He also had many slaves. And all the Philistines were jealous of him. There go that word again. What's the definition of jealous? Tell me. Please. What's the definition of jealous? What's the definition of jealous? Envious. Is that what it says? Ain't nothing else to it. Having or showing mean resentment of another person's possessions or advantages. Having or showing mean resentment of another's possessions or advantages. The feeling of resentment, bitterness, or hostility towards someone because they have something that you don't. So the Philistines was mad at Isaac, and they couldn't touch him at this point in time. But he was blessed with money and everything, and they was mad about it. Oh my God, I'm facing them now. Okay. All right. Let's look. It says, so they destroyed all the wells that Isaac's father, Abraham, and his servants had dug many years before. They filled them with sand. If that ain't a hater, you see me start trying to make some money and my life get good, and you immediately start to hate on me and try to start tearing down my life. Interesting. Interesting. You gonna pour sand in my livelihood? Let's talk about it. How many people have tried to pour sand in your well? Water is the substance of life. Without water, you die. So you see my wells full, my flock flourishing, my grass green, and then you come over here and you fill up my well with sand. It says salt in yours. Okay, salt, sand. Something to where I can't drink it. Salty water, you'll die. So either way it go. They could have put salt and sand in it. So if it do seep up through the sand, it's too salty to drink it. Interesting. Interesting. Here we go. Abimelech said to Isaac, leave our country. You have become much more powerful than we are. So Isaac left that place and camped near the little river of Gerar, or Gerar, however you say it. He stayed there and lived. Long before this time, Abraham had dug many wells. After he died, the Philistine filled the wells with sand. So Isaac went back and dug those wells again. He gave them the same names his father had given. Isaac, now hold on. What I tell y'all about haters? Gotta have other stuff stored up for you. And so that whatever it is that God wants you to accomplish, they try to go get to it first. Or sabotage it so you can't have it. Try to go do your business better than you. Remember I told you it'd be people that be trying to be a better me than me. They try to rush to my blessings. They try to, if I mention something, they try to rush to get my blessings before I get them. Crazy. But what's for me is only for me, and you can't take what's for me. So these people, the Philistines, was mad that Isaac was so blessed and had so many flocks and his pastures was green that they went and either put salt and sand in his well so he couldn't feed his flock, which meant his livestock was going to die off. He couldn't keep his pastures watered, which meant his livestock was going to die off, and his people was going to die off. Not that they weren't already, the Philistines were the giants. They had everything. But you mad because somebody else is flourishing. You not the only one now, and now you mad. Always want to be on top. Always want to be the first. Always want to be the dopest there and the most whatever. You will start to sabotage other people's lives so you can stay at the top, raggedy. Don't tell me you a Philistine. You got envy and jealousy in your heart. So you go and you try to be more blessed than the people around you instead of working together with them so y'all can be doubly blessed. You right. You're going to go pour some sand and water in their livelihood. So you're going to tear up their character. You're going to try to get them fired. You're going to point them out to the boss all the time. You're going to be trying to talk crazy to their spouse about them or to whoever you know that is their best friend that give them or do for them. I wouldn't be doing that for her if I was you because, honey, please. No, you're just mad because ain't nobody doing it for you. You're just mad that you don't have that best friend that thinks about you on every holiday. You don't have that best friend that you don't have to ask for nothing and they just give it to you. So you would tell somebody else, I wouldn't receive that if I was you because you don't know what they, hold on. Are you a hater in disguise? Matter of fact, you ain't even a hater in disguise. Why would you tell me not to accept my blessings? What do that have to do with you? If I was you, I wouldn't take that. No, if you was me, you would, because don't nobody be doing that for you. So that's why you're saying that. You don't feel like I deserve it. Good thing God don't go on what you feel. The Philistines at this point didn't think that Isaac deserved what he had, but because he listened to God and stayed where God told him to go, or went where God told him to go, or stayed there, he was blessed. The next year. And from then on, the nigga had bread. And you don't want to listen to God. As you can see, like I told you, people want you to have to grovel to them for things. Because this the next area over. So with them not having no water, it's either going to push them further away because jealousy don't want to see you. Envy don't want to look at you. But they got to watch you so that they can destroy or steal your life. He said, you done got too big, too blessed. God done blessed you too much. It make us sick to our stomach, and we got the Cat Williams stomach virus face every single time God bless you with something. And you just keep getting bigger, and I don't like it. You think you better than us now. You think you doing something. You think because you done got all this stuff. Ooh. Is you feeling me? This is right here in Genesis 26. They weren't worried long as he didn't have nothing. Long as he was out there in the desert, but they didn't know that God on the land specifically that he told them to go to, his daddy had dug wells that the Philistines didn't know about at first. It was already blessings that was covered with dirt, and he went and dug them out. Ooh, what? God knew that those wells was right there. They didn't. Oh yeah, you can take that little area. We don't care. You want that? Oh, I'll gladly take this. And then when you start to make it into something, now they want it, or they want to destroy you and it as well, because they didn't know it was gonna be bigger. When they thought it was nothing, they didn't care. When they thought when you was doing nothing, it was, they didn't care. But now that they see what God gave you in just 1 year has surpassed what they've been working on for a long time. What Reverend Cat Williams say? Turn around there, had a stomach virus face. They can't even look you in your eyes, baby. They be so envious and jealous. Trying to tell you what it is. It's a real thing. Yes, this is what's happening right now. You said history repeating itself right now, Israel. Okay. Here we go. I hope y'all picking up with what the good Lord had to say. So it says, long before his time, Abraham had dug many wells. After he died, the Philistines filled the wells with sand. So Isaac went back and dug those wells again. He gave them the same names his father had given them. Isaac's servants also dug a well near the little river and found fresh water. But the men who herded sheep in the valley of Gerar argued with Isaac's servants. They said, this water is ours. So Isaac named that well Esek. He gave it that name because it was the place where they had argued with him. Then Isaac's servants dug another well. I'm fine, y'all can have it. But there was an argument over this well too. So Isaac named that well Sitnah. Isaac moved from there and dug another well. No one came to argue about this well. So Isaac named it Rehoboth. He said, Rehoboth, now the Lord has found a place for us, and we will grow and be successful in this place. You might have to move a couple times, because there's some folks that's watching you. And every single thing you do, they are going to try to stop it. Listen to me. This is not new. I told y'all what I went through with my ex-husband. Everything that I put my hand to, and there was the person I dated right before my ex-husband did the exact same thing. Every time I tried to start a business, they would do something to try to throw a monkey wrench. And I'm like, what is wrong with you? This is going to benefit all of us. I didn't know what spousal jealousy looked like. I had no idea. I didn't until I really started. Okay, I see what this is here. You want to be the only one shining. Got it. But I don't got to try to stop what you doing, because the more I help you get to your goal, God ain't going to do nothing but bless me. And when you realize that, you'll be even more blessed, and you won't have to claw and tear other people down to get to the top. You'll just be able to be yourself and be there. Thank you. You hear me? You'll just be there. But these stories, when I tell you that the word is medicine and it will show you the people you're dealing with, and people will think that you can't see them, but because you actually study the word, you know exactly who they are. It says they was jealous of his success. They was jealous. And he didn't act ugly. He said, I ain't even gonna fight with you. Okay. You gonna take this business idea, I'll go do this. Oh, you gonna be mad because I did all the work, but now you claiming it is yours? Fine. God has given me 1.2 million ideas, so I'm definitely not gonna stop here. Have at it. Because you see, his daddy did the work. He went and dug the wells out. Then they took over those. So he had to keep starting over. But the last time he started over, baby, he didn't have to start over no more. And he was blessed beyond measure because he was obedient. Who is the Philistines in your life that keep trying to take your work and either sabotage it or use it for themselves? The stuff that you struggle through, your story, they want to use it for their own. Everything. Oh, they wouldn't have got there if it wasn't for me. And when they didn't do nothing, matter of fact, they were throwing stumbling blocks in your way. Now they want to be associated with you. Now they want to call you their cousin and their sister and their brother-in-law and all of that has to come along with being associated because your name means something now. But back in the day when it didn't, oh no. They didn't want to be associated. Matter of fact, they didn't even want to tell nobody that they was kin to you unless they was talking bad about you. And damn sure wasn't going to support your business until some person on TikTok that's famous supported them, and now they want to come over and buy with you, and now they want to come mess with you. Really? How about when I was starting and I was just charging $10? But now that Beyonce done bought my shiny hat, now y'all want me to do a hat for y'all. Well, y'all wasn't, won't tell nobody about your business, but will take your business and try to use it for themselves. Are we not seeing it here in Genesis 26 today? They either gonna try to sabotage it or use it for themselves. Did you realize that the Philistines didn't even have enough sense that they could have used the wells? Your dumb gonna fill it. What if y'all water get cut off? Then was 5, 6 wells y'all could have used for y'allself too. He wasn't trying to be stingy. But you gonna take his wells and cut his water off because you feel like he more blessed than you. Weird. You gonna take somebody else's work and use it for your own. It's never okay. Crabs in a barrel, and they've been around a long time. Ain't that crazy? You hear me? Absolutely nuts. So understand that these type of people have been around for a long, them not being same to break out of the culture they're used to. What happened? Listen. Hey, it's a real thing. So reading that got me all the way over to my notes this morning. Do y'all see how this craziness be? It's backwards, I know, but y'all see this? This is all from this morning because I got a leave space now. I said that before because I'll have to draw all these little lines as I'm going through here and connecting the dots, right? But I was looking because it was saying that Isaac married Rebecca at the age of 40. And it was at the age of 137 that Jacob sent him down into Mesopotamia, which was 600 miles away from where they was at. I got our big green book out. It's in there in my room. I was not going to bring it. But because I was going through all kind of stuff and I took a lot of pictures, so I didn't have to bring it back in here. Right? So Isaac was sent 600 miles away to ancient Mesopotamia from where they was at. Okay? Y'all getting me? Because we reading about Isaac, right? We're reading about his wife, right? That's how I got to the study. Started, actually, I had to go back because I got back to Isaac, but I had seen something else. So, there's so much information right here. I don't know if we talked about it or not, but did we talk about Nimrod inheriting the clothes that made him invincible? Yeah. He inherited the clothes of Adam and Eve that made him invincible. Right? Yes. We did read that. Okay. So this is why the Bible says that he was a mighty hunter. As long as he had those garments on, he couldn't be killed. Right. Right. And this is why he was a mighty hunter, because as long as he had that on, he could not be unalived. Right? Yeah. Okay. So look, this is all over the place. It's not all over the place, but you just gotta know where I was going. So I looked it up, and so remember in the days when it was talking about the days of Jared, and we always talk about in the days of Jared. What's what book called? My journal. This is a journal. It's my journal. The book of CERCA. Okay. I found out today why in the days of Jared. Because Jared is the one that married the Canaanite women. I'm going to have to bring this book in here and show y'all. Give me a second. If y'all got your big green books, get them. Sorry, I had to go to the bathroom. Might as well go while I'm in there. Here we go. Okay. Here's our big green book. Right? So if you have this book, all right, don't do that. If you look where it says Jared, it says according to the ancient Arabian tradition, Jared was the first of the line of Seth who broke the command of Enos, which prohibited intermarriages with the Canaanites, which tended greatly to the obliteration of every moral and religious principle. So Jared, remember in Genesis, it tells us that in the days of Jared, this is what Genesis 6 is about. The sons of God descended on the earth and made it with the women, right? Now, what I've been in here studying messed up my head because they said that Og's mom was the sister to Seth. Wait a minute. Let me write that down again. Let me make sure I wrote that down right. I screenshotted it is what I did. So I've been doing timeline all day. Let me show y'all this. This is what I've been doing. When they lived, see, BC, 2,340. This is what this has been, this timeline all day. Who, when they died, who was who, and this whole thing, right? Right? So, whichever sister married Seth in the Jubilees also is the mother of Og. Anak. Anak is a woman. Y'all the ones that told me that Anak. The sons of Anak. Anak is one of the daughters of Adam and Eve. Remember, they had 63 children. 65 or 63, 53, whatever. The number goes between 53 and 63 children. She was one of their daughters. The Anakim were her sons, the Anunnaki. And think about it. Adam lived for 930 years. I read out of all of them. So look. I'm sorry, he lived 912 years. Seth lived 912 years. It don't tell us how long the sisters lived, but everybody at that time was living that long. So the women, the daughters of Adam and Eve were living 900 years, 700 years, 600 years as well. How many babies can you have in 900 years? It wasn't only the men living for 960 years. It was women too. And they don't list the names of the daughters because then we would know exactly, right? So Seth lived 912 years. And they're saying that his sister is the mother of Og. Ooh. So then I looked up Jared. And in the days of Jared, is when the angels, he's the great grandson of Adam, right? But Adam was still alive. Okay? Adam. Okay, let's do this right here. Y'all got y'all green books too. So, okay, this is when the angels got on the earth, right? Right here. In this dude's days, and in the days when the Jubilees started to be written, because Jubal and Jubal are brothers. This is where we get the Jubilees from. Right here. Okay? Right? Here's Lamech, Methuselah. That's Methuselah, right? Okay, so boom, in the days of Jared. Jared is Noah's daddy. Okay? Jared is Noah's daddy. Well, listen. Because I wrote it all down, but I'm going to just read it off of here because it's easier. So, Adam lived 930 years. And then the second Enoch is the one that lived during the time of the angels, because there was two. Right? But listen. Adam still was alive when Jared was born. I think this is Adam right here. Coming. Oh, I'm sorry. No, he wasn't. Excuse me. He died about 130 years before. No. No, yeah, he was. Yeah, Enoch and Jared and Adam were alive at the same time. Okay? And remember I told y'all that Adam got to see the giants. Lamech was Noah's dad. Yes. Yes. Okay? So Adam was still alive when the giants and all of those animals that we read about, the demigods, were conceived. He was still alive, right? Which is mind-blowing. Seth was still... Oh, I wrote it down here. Hold on, y'all. So Enoch had two lines, too, which is crazy. That's another thing. So let me show you this. Hold on. Real quick. Let me show y'all this, too. Ooh, God, please don't let me break my book. Enoch had two lines of kids. See this right here? I mean, Jared. Excuse me, Jared. Jared had two lines. So he had a line that came out of Enoch, which is where Methuselah came from. But he had 7 other sons. Jared did. And I'm sure the reason they don't list them is because they are races of the giants. You see, this is Jared. And in the days of Jared is when the angels descended. Okay, so he had Enoch first. But then he had these other sons, and it said he is the one that intermingled with the Canaanite women in the days of Jared. Jared is the one that slept with the giantesses, the women giants. Okay? I'm going to need you to stay online. We're not talking about Ishmael right now. We're talking about something else. You can come back when we're talking about Ishmael. We're talking about Jared. The Bible says in the days of Jared, the sons, okay, I'm going to need y'all to stay with me. Listen. I'm going to show this book one more time, and then I'm going to keep teaching. Okay? I'm not going to keep stopping to tell y'all. Yeah, because I'm about to start blocking folks. Pay attention. Please don't tell me what to do. You already know I don't like that either. So, back to what I was saying. Adam and Jared were alive together. Jared slept with the giantesses or the sorceresses or the Gaia. Okay? Og, because I went outside of the Bible and went looking on the other side, okay, to try to figure out this history. So what's mind-blowing is this. Listen. So, it says Adam talked with Seth for 800 years. So Adam talked with Seth for 800 years and recounted the history from what had happened from the time that he was conceived, or he was whatever, not conceived, but made, until the end, right? He talked with his son for 800 years, telling him everything that God told him. Okay? He talked with Enos, Adam did, for 695 years, and with Canaan for 605 years. And with Mahalalel for 535 years, and with Jared for 470 years. So Noah's daddy got a chance to chop it up with Adam for 470 years. All of these people had children, and they were still, this ain't even the daughters, this ain't even all their kids, because we know that this book would be massive, because Adam and Eve had 63 children, or 53 to 63 children. Okay? The other 60 kids are not even mentioned in the Bible, except for Anak, the daughter of Adam. Okay? It just depends, because if you not just read, sometimes it says 53. It just depends on what rendition you're reading, but we know it's between 53 and 63. I've read places it's 53, so that's why I say between 53 and 63. I know the Jubilees, and it just depends on where you're reading, y'all. And that's why I say between 53 and 63. I don't just throw that number out for nothing. Okay, so here we go. So Adam and Jared were alive at the same time. Tell me what the Bible says about the days of Jared. Please. What does the Bible say about the days of Jared? What happened? Y'all know it, but I want the scripture. Please. Is there a scripture about in the days of Jared? Thank you, Miss Michelle. You can start it at the Goodwill Half Price Bookstore, A Books. Just start buying used books. It's the easiest way to do it. Don't go spend a whole bunch of money. But I need the scripture. Y'all know I want y'all to post it. The sons of God took the daughters of men as wives. Interesting. Genesis, no. Y'all know that is not what I mean by post the scripture. What y'all got YouTube? Because they over here playing. Who gonna say? Yeah, not so all the days of Jared. I love y'all sometimes. It happened in the days of Jared. It happened in the days of Jared. Is that what it says? Thank you. Ooh. Yeah. Okay. So I guess it depends on what rendition you're reading. Basically, it says in the days of Jared, the angels, the son of God, descended. Yeah, that's not what I want. So I'm wondering why it's not letting. It might be KJV. Moving on. We'll move on. In the days of Jared, while Adam was still alive, the angels came down, and Jared is the one that mated with some of the giant women. Now, in Greek mythology, who would be the giant women? No, I don't love y'all all the time, Michelle. Girl, you was not about to make me lie now. The Titan women, right. No, I don't love everybody on here all the time. Girl, I'm not about to lie to y'all. I love y'all sometimes. I meant that. I'm not going to lie about it. I'm going to tell the truth. Amazon goddesses or titans. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. I'm going to tell you the truth. I don't even love my kids all the time. I love them sometimes. And sometimes I just like them. All right. So when I saw that Jared had two different lines, okay? Jared had two different lines. Who remembers the two giants that went and talked to Enoch? Heather, I'm going to need y'all to stay. Listen, if y'all don't want to hear this class, y'all need to come back because I'm literally talking about something else. And if this is not what you want to hear, I'm not answering random questions right now. I'm only answering. Y'all going to have to pay attention. Focus. You got to. Mayway and Ohio. Okay. Okay. But think about this. Jared is Enoch's daddy. Jared is Enoch's dad. Okay? The giants, when they knew that the deluge was coming or the flood was coming, who did they go see? They went to go see Enoch. But Enoch's daddy had women. So these could easily be his cousins. Are y'all getting me? The giants flew, it says, a cosmic journey to go see Enoch. Jared has two lines of children. He has the line that Enoch came out of, and then he has 7 other sons that are not named. But he's the one that broke the law and married a Canaanite woman who were the giants at that time. Y'all getting me? So it's no mistake that the giants, when they knew what was coming, they went to go see Enoch because Enoch easily could have been their family member. And seeing as how, listen, Jared was alive at the same time that Adam was, Adam got to see the giants. He got to see them. He got to see humans mating with horses. He got to, not watching it, but he got to see his seed be put into animals and monsters or made into monsters. Okay? So at some time early in Jared's life, before he had children, the angels had already went into the women. So maybe the generation before him, they went into the women. By the time he got to childbearing age, there were already gigantic women and men. Okay? But he went into the Canaanite women to create 7 sons through a Canaanite woman. That's why it says in the days of Jared it happened, because he was the one that did it. But there was already giant women. Now, what's mind blowing is this dude comes out of the line of Seth. You know who else comes out of the line of Seth? In a sense, Jesus. I guess it's through his mama or whatever. Jesus came through the line of Seth as well. If I'm not mistaken, that's what I just read here. Unless I read it wrong. No, it says these lines show the genealogy of Christ. Right. Jared, Enoch, Methuselah. I read it right. It's right there. See, remember when I told y'all 53? Oh, here we go right here. This is why I be saying 53. Or 56. Ain't that? An old tradition says that Adam had 33 sons and 23 daughters. So this one says actually 56. See it? Y'all thought I was just pulling that number out of nowhere. I told you, some places say 53 or 56 and some say 63. So give or take 10 or so, 9 or 10. You seen it? Okay. So when y'all hear me say 53 or 63, that's why, because it depends on where you read it. It's actually a book. The Adams Chronological Chart of History or Map of History. Ooh. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Again, here we go. Okay? Yeah. What y'all got over here? Okay. So back to what I was saying. So, I was looking and I was going through all of this. Going through who Jobab was, Job, all of this, all of that, Enoch, his 2 lines, when he was born. And then it says that Lamech talked with Adam for 56 years. Noah's dad, right? And he lived 777 years. And then it says Noah talked with Jared for 366 years. Okay? Noah talked with Jared for 266 or 366 years. Okay? So you have to think, all of this information is being passed down. Adam was alive for almost 1,000 years. Okay? Adam was alive, okay, for almost 1,000 years. Okay? And then he got a chance to talk with certain people and teach them for 800 years all the information. That is all the animals, all of the plant names, every single thing that God taught Adam, Adam taught it to his sons and his sons' sons and his sons' sons. And he was alive in the days of Jared, which is his great, great, great grandson, who was the father of Noah. I'm sorry, Enoch. Not Noah, Enoch. Okay? So then Enoch gets all of this time, right? Getting the histories. Okay? So when they say, who is there to know this? Well, if we know who begot who, and you really go and you look at this bloodline, so many of these people were talking to each other. It was Noah was alive for 1,000 years. So whoever was born in that 1,000 years out of their 53 or 63 children could go back and ask Noah questions. Do you understand what I'm saying? 1,000 years is a long time to live. How many generations did he have before he died? And anything they wanted to ask, they could. But to find out that Nimrod, okay, who is after the flood, am I right? Nimrod was born after the flood. He's one of Noah's great grandsons, okay? Had the clothing of Adam and Eve that made him invincible. And then God calls Nimrod a mighty hunter, who we know is a Nephilim. Well, what I read, y'all, it said Og is the son of Shemyaza, or the grandson of Shemyaza. Who is Shemyaza? To be able to talk with the first man on earth. See, now you going where I'm going, Tootie. Girl, that's what all this is, trying to figure out who it say Lamech talked with Adam 56 years, and then Enoch had 2 sons, 7 sons born through another line. It's real good in here. I was just looking at who talked to who for how long and all of that. It was real good. He was one of the fallen angels. Now, in the Midrash, or in the Jewish lore, in Arabian lore, Eleazar, Abraham's servant, was also alive when Noah was alive, and also alive when Moses was alive. And there was 422 years between I think this one is in my phone. It's like 422 years, I believe, between Abraham. Hold on. I screenshotted it because it's a lot of information, y'all. Give me 1 second. Excuse me, from the Talmud. It says the Talmud, Nita 61, tells us that Og was the grandson of Shemyaza. So he was the grandson of the angel. Og was. But he was also there And they said that he did get on the boat, but he held on. And they said that his knees, the water, like when the water started, the ark only came to his knees. Now that made me think about something in our book that we got right here. Y'all know I done showed that picture 1,000 times. In the Hebrew literature, in the Arabic literature, it say he held on, and Noah had mercy on him and let him get in the bottom of the boat. Well, ain't that what they showed us? But they said it was Tubal Cain in the movie Noah that just came out in like 14. And remember, the Bible said it was giants on the earth before and after the flood. Now we know that some of the women on the boat could have been of giantess like bloodline. We do know that because Naaman was getting it in with the giants. It also says that he went ahead and got circumcised, right? And he told Noah, if you let me live and get in a boat, right? I serve you. That's how he became Eleazar. But it says that his heart turned away and he went back to his old life. And this is how when Abraham went to fight or Moses, whatever, Moses is supposed to be the one that killed him, that decapitated him. So he was alive with Abraham, he was alive with Noah, and he was alive with Moses, Og. And it says because he helped Abraham or helped one of them fight early on or told Abraham what was going to happen or something, God bestowed extra long life on him. But his granddaddy was an angel, y'all. Okay, so now we understand why he was so mad about the circumcision. Yes, you just took my next point. That's where I was going. Because you know in the book of Og, he always talking about the circumcised, the circumcised, the circumcised, the circumcised. He always talked about that. That was his thing with the circumcised Nephilim. Remember? Now we know why. Because in order for him to be able to walk with Noah and Abraham and all of them, he had to be circumcised. But because he helped him, he got to live an extended life. Gotta be. Mind-blowing. Y'all gotta remember that some of the mothers of the first peoples, after a certain time, it wasn't just men being born. There was angel. This is who Athena and all of them is. What story is this? It's the Bible. It's all biblical. Og had a different name. His name was Uj, or Uj. So his name didn't used to be spelled OG. It used to be spelled UJ. And if you go look in the Arabic literature, he's right there. Go look up UJ Arabic literature real quick and tell me what you find. Remember I told y'all they be playing with them names? I got some other names they was playing with too. His other name is still Og, but it's spelled UJ instead of OG. Og of Bashan. He was a giant. OG. And if you look up UJ, what does it say? Which one? This one? Which book, y'all? I didn't pull it up too. You talking about the green one or this one? What's it say about the Arabic giant? You can find both of these books in my devotionals in my link up there. It says it's Og and Magog and Revelations. What's it say? What y'all found? Ibn Anak, a giant in Islamic mythology. Og Ibn Anak. And if we know that Anak, remember I told y'all Aurora and all, they had different names for them depending on where the kids spread out. But if we know that Adam lived 930 years, that means there was a lot of his daughters living during the flood. Because the men were not the only ones living 900 years. Okay? This is why they do not list the women in the Bible, because then you would know. And if you get this, Og's mama was from Cain's line. His daddy or granddaddy was an angel. Right. Right. So think about this, y'all. She did live 930 years. She lived 6 days, which if you think about it, because wasn't she created 6 days after Adam? So they lived the exact amount of time, because she was created a while after. Well, how many days after? It was 6 days after Adam, right? No. And she died 6 days after Adam. So they both lived exactly 930 years. He was an Amorite king, exactly. Mm-hmm. Right. Okay. That being said, there were at least 30 other races of people that were created by Adam and Eve's children, other than the three we know about, the three lines we know about, which is Cain, Abel. Abel didn't have a lineage, and then Seth. But between Cain, Seth, and the other sons and daughters that were born, there was at least 30 races of people that were conceived. These people started to spread out over the world, all the while living for 930 years with their daddy, which was Adam and Eve. Their mama and their daddy was alive for 930 years. Okay? Y'all getting me? If you want to know what that is, you can read the book of Adam and Eve. It's online, and you can read about Adam and Eve. You can read about the Jubilees. Those two books will kind of get you through the beginning of Genesis. Okay? But this is the thing. This made me think about when we read in Greek literature, the 12, I'm going to tell you something. To my newbies here, I don't like repeating myself. I'm going to need you to listen. And if you didn't catch it, I record on YouTube. Whatever you think you missed, you can go back and get it. Okay? We record on YouTube, CERCA TROVA 22, under the live video. If you missed the first half of this, you go over there. It'll be the newest video over there. You can find it over there. Okay. Now it says that Og was killed by Moses. Og was killed by Moses. But he was alive when Noah was alive. And he was alive when Abraham was alive. So how long did Og really live? Because he got a new name, Eleazar, in the Bible. When he basically got grafted into, Noah's family. Okay? At the flood time, he got grafted into Noah's family. And remember I told y'all, some of them people in the Bible, like Barak, is really Barakiel, which is the angel. But they got grafted into bloodlines so that you could show where they came from. You see what I'm saying? So as the world repopulated, he was known as a son of Noah by the name of Eleazar. Even though in the old world, his name used to be King Og. And he relates a lot of history, Eleazar does. You don't think that's crazy? He helped Abraham do something, and God gave him an extended life. That was one of the blessings that he got. Because I believe it's like when he helped Abraham go get Lot, them two men fought against 4 armies, and they said that's how he did it. Because he had a giant with him. That's how they did it. He was a giant, and they fought 4 armies with just 2 people. And a few other men, I guess, or whatever, but that's how they did it. Very interesting. So when we see this picture, giant, little people. See all the soldiers down there? Them is human-sized people. Look at him. You can go look it up, Pumpkin. It start E. Just look up Og Eleazar. Y'all, a lot of this stuff will pop up even if you say it wrong. Okay? So, you said this ties right into our service this morning at church. So cool. Ah, shoot! Now I done got into the Reds house. No. Well, you said what now, and Will? Kind of John Wickish. What happened? I'll go according to the Hebrew Bible and other sources. Yep. Yeah. It is very deep. And that's why this book is going to be instrumental in your studies, but because you can see that all these people was actually living at the same time. Okay? If I'm not mistaken, this is when Adam died right here. Wait a minute. Is that Adam's line? No, Adam. See, look. Ooh. You see this? Lamech, Noah's daddy, was born right before Adam died. Adam died right here. Noah's daddy was born right here in this little period right there before Adam died. And then there's Lamech, you see, and then boom, Noah. And he lived almost 1,000 years as well. And he talked with who? Canaan for 179 years. Yes, it's on my Amazon list. Right. So that's why I'm trying to show y'all the importance of who was living. Some of these people lived for 600 years together, but in our Bible, it don't list it like that. It make it like, no, they was running simultaneously. Okay? Adam was never born. When was he created? Adam wasn't born. When he was created, he was like the age of 20. So even though he was 20 in body size, he was 1. If you could look at it like that. Yeah. Ah! My brother doesn't either. My brother doesn't have a belly button either. It's a straight line across his stomach. That's information you can find out in the Bible. Yeah. Because back in the day when you had a hernia, if they took it, they just took your belly button. So my brother does not have a belly button. He has a straight line across his stomach. My oldest brother. He does not have a belly button at all. Oh, yeah. There's no belly button. Just a straight line. You don't have a belly button either. You have a line. Yeah. There's a lot of people that do. Yeah. Maybe a hint at what used to be. Yeah. No. I haven't had time. Yeah. Yeah. Doesn't mean anything. I'm just saying, Adam didn't have a belly button, and my brother doesn't either. He had one, he just doesn't have one now. When he was newborn, he had a hernia. They cut it and gave him. Now he just has a line across his stomach. Okay, we're going too far. All right, moving on. So, Job 10. Talk with Abraham, it says 118 years, and he outlives the burning of Sodom by 19 years. So Job 10 was one of the people that lived in Sodom and Gomorrah. Remember me telling y'all that the people that lived in Sodom and Gomorrah, most of them was like giants. Jotan and Joktan, if I'm not mistaken, were two of the giants that was running with Odin them and Loki them. I know it's Jotan and Joktan. One of Nimrod's sons' name was Jotan or Joktan. Those are also the people that are mentioned in the book of Og. What's really crazy is Ogyges, or whatever his name is, the king of Boeotia, who fought with Og. Right? It's mentioned that he was alive when Nimrod was alive too. Ogyges was one of the, and that's the dude with all the arms. He fought with Og after the flood. in the 100,000 drawing your war. But Og was before the flood too. Yeah. It's so when I say it's like that's what I've been doing. I've been looking and I've been looking and I've been also another name for the Raphaim was the Rasha. It's in my bio, pumpkin. If you go in my bio up here and go to my disaster, I mean the journal, the devotionals, you can look through all the books and they're there. I promise. The big green one is there, and any other books that you saw me put up here, they all in there. I promise. Or just wait and you can go back and you welcome and just watch the rewatch and then you'll have time to write it down. Okay. I'll be right back, y'all. Okay, let's try this again. Let's try this again. Is y'all ready now? Yes. Okay. Like I told y'all, this is my studies for this morning. So I'm just looking around, trying to show y'all some stuff that I ran into. So, so Shem talked with Noah. Shem lived 502 years, and he died 2 days before Abraham was born. So again, how old was Eleazar or Og? Because Shem is Noah's son. Shem lived 502 years after Noah, but died 2 days before Abraham was born. And it says that Og was a servant to Abraham. So how long did this nigga live? He's also said to be cursed with the same curse that the man that poked Jesus got. It said he lived centuries. It says Og lived centuries. And when I went looking in other literature, it says that this dude, because of what he did in the beginning of, like after God gave him a chance to live after the flood, it's something that he did. He went back to serving the devil or whatever it was, which we know because he started worshiping Baal in this book. And Nimrod was after the flood. And after the flood, in the book of the Lost Book of King of Og, it said that he went back to worshiping, he started worshiping Baal. So he went back to worshiping the stars and all of that after God saved his life during the flood, y'all. So he went after Noah's grandson to kill him, even though just a few hundred years or whatever prior to that, he was begging Noah for his life. Is you getting me? So Noah saved his life, and once Noah was gone, this nigga started trying to kill off Noah's lineage. But I also read somewhere today where it says that he wanted to get rid of Abraham because he wanted Sarah. It says he lived centuries. Okay? So the same man, you hear me, that saved your life, you try to take his grandson's life? Hate him. That's what the 100,000 war is about. Yeah, but it was a curse, auntie. It was a blessing at first until he turned his heart away from God, and then it became a curse. And think about it, when they say Cain was cursed to live a long time, the man that poked Jesus was cursed to live until now. So to realize that somebody that lived when Jesus lived is still alive right now is mind-blowing. Right. You ain't never felt that? You saved a person's life and they tried to take yours? Or hurt one of your family members? You helped a person out to where they wasn't out here bad, and then as soon as they got up on their feet, now. So then this is still going on too. Who remembers the other way that Cush is spelled from the Bible? Anybody remember how they moved the name around? Still walking the earth alone is mind-blowing. To have watched everyone and everything you love die. Ooh, while you still alive. I said the letters moved around. Chus. C-H-U-S. C-H-U-S. Remember? We studied this, family. The other way that Cush is spelled is C-H-U-S. Hold on. Let me find what I'm looking for. Y'all remember? We studied this. I showed y'all. Let me go to my other book because it's in here. I have it marked. Which freaking book is it in? Y'all should have this written down somewhere. I know it's in our it's in our Old Testament Supergrapha. C-H-U-S. Those of you, so who got your green book? Give me 1 second, I'm gonna find it. Who got your green book? Go look up INACHUS and tell me what they did in your green book. Dad, where is this at? I cannot remember which one of these books is in the forward of. Grr. And I believe it's in this book too. It says they were river gods in Greek mythology. Okay. But in your big green book, it says that something about written literature. Thank you, God. I found it. Now, it says Ignatius, Inachus, crossed over from ancient Mesopotamia and took written literature to Greece and Rome. And this is where we get our Roman letters and whatnot from Phoenicia. Y'all remember that? 875. 875. Y'all remember that? Ignatius, Inachus. He took the Phoenician letters and took them over, and this is how we got our Roman and Greek letters and all of that. Okay? How long did Cush live? Nobody knows? Or are y'all stuck? How long did Cush live? We don't do guesses around here. Thank you. I'll wait for you. No, that's what I'm saying. This is our information. You don't have to guess. You can go find out. All you gotta do, you can go to Google and find that out. I know she looking in her book though, which makes me excited. But for those of you that don't have the big green book, it takes nothing. You read how many languages you read, Chucho? How many languages you read, Chucho? 2 or 1? 3? How many do you read? Okay. So then, if God sent his people to Asia and there's word over there, which there is, so should you not just have access to that information because you don't read Japanese? Or does God say make use of the tools that I've given you? Because how you going to translate Chinese without the internet, sir? And you trying to learn Hebrew, so how you going to learn it? How are you going to translate the words and whatnot? I mean, they got Hebrew dictionaries and whatnot, but if God had the Israelites go into slavery somewhere over in Asia, and there's books over there, how will you get to them if you don't use the internet? How will you even know that they exist? Okay. Well, there are those of us who want to go ahead and get the information now. So thank God we'll just use the tools that He gave to us so we can put the pieces together now instead of later. All right. Alexa says 969. Who is Kush? Okay. All right. Well, I need you to stay on task, sir, if you're going to be here. And don't tell people not to trust the internet. If you want to teach people how to study, then you go do it in your class. That's all. Okay? Because we use the internet to study over here. So if you don't like that method of study, you probably not would like it here. And what I would appreciate you not doing is telling people what not to do in my class. If you want to tell people what not to do in a different way to study, you need to do it in your own life and not mine. Thank you. I know. Does it tell you how long he lived? It said 969 years, which I found. Does it tell you in the regular Bible in Genesis? Did y'all go just to the regular Bible in Genesis and see? I know who he was. How long did he live? We're on the blue letter Bible and it's not saying how long he lived. What y'all got? It says 536 years. What else y'all got? Hmm? Thank you, Isabel, for my book. Before I do this, I'm going to show folks something, because y'all probably think I just be talking crazy for nothing. And that's not the truth. It's not. Like, I talk crazy for a reason. Just want to show that young man, if you still here, see this right here? It says China founded by Fohi or Yah, supposed to be the Noah of the Bible. So China was founded by Noah. Interesting. They even still keep the sacrifices at the solstices because of Noah. Interesting. Did you know that Noah started China? You see it here? Interesting. So then when I go get books like this, and people say, you doing too much. Chinese myths, Japanese myths, the creation of the gods, like the creation of the Nephilim that Noah would have told his people the story of why the earth had to be flooded. You mean like Genesis? Cannot just look at one culture and think that you're getting it all. Clearly, God says that in the Bible that He sent them out into the earth, and Adam was alive for 930 years, and so was his wife, and then their kids was alive for about the same, a lot of them, until the flood. So it's a lot of information out there, and they had other kids, and so you'll want to go look in everything except for what was going on with the Israelites, because they did have brothers and sisters that were populating the planet. It's a real thing, whether you believe it or not. So if you're only studying Egyptology and Persian mythology, you're missing a whole bunch of stuff. Because all of these people were living at the same time. Because they are the children of Adam and Eve. In real life. That's why studying the migration of the peoples out of ancient Mesopotamia and out of Africa is very important. Just like I found out today, Roman history and Greek history didn't start just when the Persians got there. It was inhabited by the Pelagosi, this like the sons of Peleg. Really? And it had a whole nother name, which was, where's my phone? Oh no, I need my notebook actually. They were called the Pelagosi, and it's a person named Pelagus or Pelasgus. And then it also used to be called Enotria. And then, let's see, what else is this? So there was actually history before 490 BC, but they just had a different name, which was crazy. And Ogyges lived in Attica, and they had another flood, right? And this guy fought with Nimrod. And then in 1920 was the Battle of the Nine Kings. So I'm thinking that the Game of Thrones is the Battle of the Nine Kings. That's what I was looking into too. That happened in 1764 BC. And if that's right, then Ogyges, or whatever his name is, Gyges, he fought with Og, and the dragon siblings did too. And this was in the time of Nimrod, which means when it says that there was dragons at that time, it was. And when we see old girl flying over in what looks like ancient Mesopotamia, burning up stuff. So basically, her husband, the long white-haired girl, her husband that got killed, those were the Persians. Because remember, a Persian horse, they had the best horses, the strong horses, and if I'm not mistaken, Persians ate horse meat at that time. Do they still eat horse meat now? Is it a delicacy? Og was over 500 years old and haven't found a precise age yet. Okay. Okay, girl. Okay, now you getting what I'm saying? He was born at a time, from what I'm understanding, when people lived 1,000 years. But then he escaped the flood, and it said that God gave him extra time, but his granddad was an angel, Semyaza, that is mentioned in the book of Enoch. And who did the angels descend in the days of? Enoch's daddy. And Enoch's daddy has some kids that they won't mention in this Christian literature. They told us about Enoch, but they didn't tell us about them other 7 sons. But it says in the days of Jared, and come to find out, he the one that went into the Canaanite women and had some giant sons. So Enoch's brothers were probably giants. Just like Job's brother was Nereus, who was a fish god like Poseidon, and his nieces were the Nereids. Jobab from Arabia, an Arabian sage. Jobab, whose name became Job. Don't believe me? If you look in this big green book, it's right back there, because I was looking at it today. I said, no, wait a minute. And I turned right to it. Our favorite place that we always go, this Persia, Elam, Assyria, Babylon, and what was there? This is the bloodline for them. You see it? It was centaurs there in Persia. Persia is in Arabia, right? And I was reading in Greek mythology today, and it said that the fish god Poseidon was a father to many horses. You mean like this? But he was a fish god, and I know Job, the Arabian sage that's listed in here. He was a king as well. Mr. Jobab was. Let me go back some. He was a king in Arabia. Interesting. Oh, I got it marked somewhere, but I can't find it. Moses at Horeb. Dang it, I just had it when I was looking at it here. Grr. Hold on. All this time thinking it was mythology. No. I'm going to show you something just how you know it's not. And then we're going to move on. Because I can't find it. But right here. And I show this all the time. Right there above Juno. It says, instead of the Chaldeic, the Greek names of the kings of Babylon and Assyria are here and given, as they are most commonly found in use. So basically what that means is, whenever you're reading about the Chaldeans, you're also reading about the Greek gods, because that's who they were. They just use the Greek names for them instead of the Assyrian and Babylonian names. Right? But Job's brother was Nereus, and Nereus in Greek mythology was half fish, half man. This is too far. There it is. Here we go. Thank you, Dad. It was literally right above where I was looking. Oh, that's when I gotta do it backwards. There it is, right there. See, and his name used to be Jobab. Job of Idumea, an Arabian sage, supposed to be the identical one with Jobab. In first, what is that, Chronicles? Who was the grandson of Esau. So what if Job also was one of those people? Cause his brother was a mer person. How do we know Job wasn't a mer person as well? His brother is. We gotta use our manners, y'all. Can you please tell me what book that is? We use our manners over here. I know that this whole Benasse's internet, you don't have to use your manners, but over here we use our manners. Can you please tell me what book that is? And I'll have no problem showing you. But folks, y'all gotta use your manners, please and thank you. Joab was at Babel too. That's how he became king. Yep. I do know that his second wife was Dinah. So isn't it crazy how when you get to really going through and breaking it down, you realize, one, All of these people was living at the same time. Because, see, we know the story of Dina. Didn't she get cut up or something? It's in my Jobab notes. Hilarious. Or there was another Dina that got cut up into 12 pieces as to why the 12 tribes went to war. She was essayed. Yep. And they cut her up. And they went to war and behind that girl, didn't it? Or is that, or Sumerian essay by Sheshem? Yeah. So with all of that, family, now y'all see why I've been going back. Because first of all, Miss Rika, I'm wondering if this dude is still alive, King Og. I mean, no, not still alive, but I wonder how long he lived. It says he was killed by Moses, but he was alive before the flood. And he was alive with Noah, like Abraham, Nimrod, like, because you got to think, Nimrod was the king. Remember when Abraham was born? Remember they all came to see Abraham. Nimrod them did. Right. It's like 442 years or something. But he had already been alive like 400 and some years or something. Like before the flood. He was alive a long time. President Bush always talking about Og and Magog weird. You know what else is, well, yeah. But you know what else is crazy? What if he's the giant that is from, well, no, because he's dead now. But, like, what if the giants that was down in the what is that movie, Troll, that just came out? What if that's like his brothers and stuff? Because y'all know they went to Ireland. We know that the men from Earth traveled up to Ireland. We know that, right? It says, at Moses, again at 120, said, oh, he was more than 500 years old when he slew him. Okay, so he was more than 500 years old. Yeah, I want to say he was, yeah, I know, but I'm saying he was alive a while before the flood too. Who, me? What'd I do? Or are you talking about Rika? Rika just said that. You said, why didn't we know about these books before? They're mentioned in the Bible. It's just pastors don't choose to go looking. The Bible says in Hosea that they refuse to learn. And so then we just got to let them go be where they going to be. But to those that are seeking God, he got mysteries for you. And I so happen to be a person that likes mysteries. And so then I got a chance to find a lot of books that a lot of people didn't know it existed. I was thinking about the giants in Ireland hiding could be Og's descendants. Auntie, just looked at it today on the first page of this book. Ireland, Egypt, Spain and France, Babylon. You see it? And remember I told y'all they used to be able to walk to Asia? I told y'all that. Y'all see it? They could walk to Asia or ride their horses or whatever it was. You see this? It was like one landmass. I told y'all when I bent the one I got right now, when I bent it up, I'm like, wait a minute, they can freaking ride chariots to Asia. You see it? And if these people, now y'all know why there's Egyptian and Persian monoliths and stuff in Asia, because of that right there, what I just showed you. You see? There's landmass in between there. Before the flood, the 7 gates open, and that's why we have 7 continents. And y'all saw Ireland at the top of that. Ireland is Ireland. Mm-hmm. Yep, auntie, you said it. So, I just been hunting around and looking around and kind of being able to dig a little bit deeper. I was able to go get the Sibling Oracles because it mentioned something about that. And I have my book of Og and some other books that I be looking into. So that's what I've been in here doing. And I'm probably about to go eat me something and get back to it. I just wanted to show y'all what I have been putting. It's some other stuff in there, but I don't feel like explaining it. I ain't even gonna lie. I don't even feel like explaining it. So with that, maybe tomorrow. Bling Box, all of those questions can be answered on my YouTube. I would suggest you probably go back to the first classes and I break all of that down. Yep. Just go on my YouTube to the beginning when wasn't none of this stuff in here. Thank you. And I'm not done, y'all, but I do, like I said, I wasn't coming on to teach. I was just kind of sharing some of the stuff that I was looking into. I was really just trying to show y'all how, like, when I'm studying, what I be going through and all the different things that I write down. It might even be stuff that I've already studied, but God might have added some more information. So then I can come back to my other stuff that I already studied and look and see. You see what I mean? Other research that I've already done. But this is what I was doing this morning. And I make this space so that I can go in and fill in the dots, or if there's information that you know what I mean, I'm looking at, I can go find it. Because y'all know this is stuff that I studied. The lineage and all of that is something that I studied. But I'm pretty cool. So with that, though, I want to show y'all. I got to all of that from just going to understand Isaac. From all of this that you see that I was going over today, and I didn't even go through all of it. I got all of that because I was reading Genesis 26. And I was like, let me go study about this man Isaac's life and some of the stuff that was going on around his time. Then I went and looked up all the people that was living or lived right before him. I'm like, wait a minute. So Genesis 26 got me to all of that you saw on them 3 pages, and about the 40 or 50 screenshots I got in my phone about the daughters of Adam and some of the stuff that was going on. So you're welcome. You're welcome. I'm telling you, it's much bigger than you think. If you actually go and break down, start back at Genesis or wherever, and you don't just read the names, but you go look up their gods and when they lived, it'll make your toes wiggle. It'll make your toes wiggle big. Because then you think about everything that's always been right in front of your face. But if you can only get it from if you don't know, we are a school. I'm a minister, and today I taught about Genesis 26. Really? Pretty cool. That's a twofer, isn't it? Somebody said I was at church and they talked about this today. And I didn't know, because I've been up since I got up. This is what I've been reading about. The information is available. We just have to be willing to seek after the truth. It is. It is. It is. But the things that make you go home, this is the main thing that I wanted to say to y'all. Stop looking at what's there and look at what's not. When you start with what's not here, like when did Eve die? And it's not in there that she ever died. So if we go up with the King James say, I say this all the time, she's still alive. Because it never says that she died in the KJV, ever. It doesn't list the names of the daughters of Adam and Eve. And people only go off what's there instead of questioning, where is this information? Because they wasn't multiplying with themselves with that and begat. Where's the other people at? But it clearly tells you in Genesis 5, about, it's either 4 or 5, where it says Adam lived 930 years and begat other sons and daughters, blah, say skip, and he died or whatever. Okay, well, it tells you he had other sons and daughters. So he had between 53 and 63 children. We know about Seth, Cain, and Abel. We know about them. Abel died, so he didn't have no lineage, but Seth and Cain did. There's a lot of missing information. You're looking at it behind me. The missing information is, who did the other 30 children, 60 children, what races of people did they become? That's the first question you should ask. If it says in there that Adam and Eve had other kids, why you didn't go looking for them? What scripture says that Adam and Eve had other sons and daughters? Post the actual scripture, not where it's at, please. Real quick, let's do this. Where does it say that Adam and Eve had more sons and daughters? Is it 4 and 6 or 5 and 6? What is it? Tell me. It's like Genesis 4. It's in between the 4th and the 5th chapter. Adam lived 930. He lived however many years, begat such and such. Yeah. But what does Genesis say? Genesis 5 and 4 in the Bible states that Adam and Eve had other sons and daughters after fathering Seth. Boom. Thank you. 5 and 4. So Genesis 5 and 4 said that they fathered other sons and daughters. Where would they be? So when pastors say that other people came from another area, was that the truth when they tell you that at church? That God had created some other people that came down from another? When the Jubilees and different books tell us they had between 53 and 63 other children, or total children. So there was either 50 other sons or 60 other sons and daughters that were born. 20 and 30, I don't really know the mix quite all the way, but about 30 and 30 of each, roughly. 25 and whatever. It didn't. It didn't. But it didn't for a reason, so we can go looking. It gives the lineage for a reason. It gives their ages for a reason. You can go look up when they say this civilization started in this civilization and blah, blah, blah. And then you'll know who they are. That's the why we have all of the mythology from the bulk of the nations, so we can understand. But when you find out that Noah is the person that created China, or he founded China, Noah did, and they call him Yao or Fohi or Fohi, I don't know how you say that. Then why would I not go looking in Chinese history and Asian history if Noah is the one that founded that civilization? And Noah lived when the giants lived, didn't he? Before the flood and after. Did he or did he not? He lived when the dragons lived. He lived when the Cyclopses lived. He lived when all of the mythical beings that we see in Game of Thrones, the Hobbit, in Greek mythology, he lived when all of those beings were living, because that's what got drowned in the flood. Most of them. Okay? It also says that giants lived after the flood, and we know that Og hopped a ride. And he's the grandson of Semyaza, the fallen angel that's mentioned in the Bible. You don't think he had some history to recount? Maybe he's the person that made all those giant books, or most of the giant books that we see that are taller than humans right now that they keep hidden. Y'all know they was going around viral a little while ago. Right? Y'all seen the 6-foot tall books that are wider than probably our bedrooms almost, that they got hidden. He has some other names too. He got some other names. They have more than one. And it makes sense because the nations, after the flood, the tongues were changed and all of these things. And so again, they had all these kids. And Noah got to sit with people that the history had been recounted to of creation. And then these people's children could go back and be with their parents. Okay? People got to go back and talk to Adam for over 700, 800 years. It was a lot of people born in 800 years, believe me. And then Cain. And then Abel. I mean, not Abel, excuse me, Seth. These people was living, it was thousands of years, almost, it was like 2,400 years since creation when the flood happened. Methuselah died 7 days before the flood. And he's the oldest person. Well, he lived 969 years. So if it was humans living that long, it was magical beings living that long as well. The sorceresses, the old hag ladies, they could use magic to make themselves look young, the daughters of Cain. They slept with the angels and created all kinds of, they were in the line of Cain. People was living 900 years then, 700 years. And because they did a lot of witchcraft, it probably took a lot out of them and aged them. So then they did potions and spells to make themselves look young. And then when they took that locket off, because they baby daddies wasn't going to change, but they baby mamas was. Could this who, because we know that the fallen angels taught they sorceresses, they wives, magic. Well, the angels was going to live a lot longer than the baby mamas was. They was going to start to shrivel, even though they was still living 900 years at that time, 700 years. That's still nothing in the time to a fallen angel. They don't live in God's time. They are trapped in this realm, but they still going to live longer than people. This is why the Bible say you never know when you entertain the angel, never said good or bad. And they children is the ones that possess your children. The disembodied spirits are the bodies of the children of the angels, which is the Titans, that thought they was gods. And God said, yep, well, you're going to be trapped here. And the only way you're going to be able to do something is to inhabit a living body. It's the only way you'll be able to kind of, some of them can materialize, but for the most part, they got to possess us in order to live, in order to feel like they're alive again. Interesting. This is why a lot of people that be in mental institutions, when they say their names, if you look it up, it's an old ancient name of a demon or a king or somebody that used to live back in the day. Even if they've never studied the literature, they're talking about stuff and people just think they talking off the top of their head when they say, I lived 300 years ago, I lived 1,000 years ago. Well, if their body is inhabited by a spirit, the person speaking through those vocal cords probably did live 2,000 years ago or 3,000 years ago. Not the body, but the entity that's using. Kevin Gates said he won. So the demon in him, the spirit in him, they conjure spirits. Well, there you go. Perfect example, Mr. Gates. I got 2 phones, one for the demon and one for the hoes. I got 2 phones. I sold my soul and nobody knows. I got 2 phones. Where is you know, I mean, maybe that's what the real song say. Huh? I don't know. I'm going to hell and nobody knows. I don't know. I'm not wishing that on nobody. I'm just being funny. I ain't speaking nothing over nobody because it might be out where I'm going. I don't know. I'm not the judge. Oh, hilarious. Well, they say they be on demon time. You know what else you could call demon time? Somebody in here already know. It start with a G. Rika, it start with a G. Look how they done upgraded it in y'all face. When did the angels' time start and what is it called? Somebody gonna get it. Gregorian, come on, Joy. The Gregorian calendar. The time of the Gregory, the fallen angels. When they went into women, they started to live in our time and not eternity. So they changed Gregorian time to demon time because the Gregory became the demons. The rulers of darkness. The Gregory are the fallen angels, the watchers that slept with the women. And once they came into a carnal existence with women and start touching them and laying with them and eating food, they got into a different time, the Gregorian calendar. They say it came from, what's the name? No, it didn't. It came from when the moment that they went into women and defiled themselves, they were living in a different time. Prior to that, they was cool. They was still like in the whole like eternity type living time. But then they have a time that they will be judged and thrown into the fire like us. That was never supposed to happen for them, remember? So then their time started when they went into the women. Yes, they was alive, but their physical form of having to adhere to time started when they went into the women. A clock started for them, the angel calendar, the Gregorian calendar, right? So demon time, because that's when they started to pollute the earth, and that's when they started doing bad stuff and going against what God, and now everybody on demon time. You mean Gregorian time? Because when the Gregorian came down and slept with the women, that's exactly what happened. It was the destruction of the earth. Demon time. When the earth was full of darkness and blood, shed, and all of that. See, they just changed the words up just a little bit. That's all. That's it. That's it. The celestial calendar. When the celestials had to be. Yeah, see, they told you it was Pope. It's not, babe. It was way before that. The Catholic Church is also the people that try to hide all of these books that tell who they are. You think they try to, come on now. If that's the truth, why they won't let us down in the bottom of the vault? The Gregory were here, which is Gregory, right? The Gregory, that's where they get the name. And they're worshipped, right? The angels, the Gregory, were worshipped as gods, as the holy, as the, yeah. Time and things changed when the angels came down and slept with the women. Magic was introduced onto the planet. It had not been here before. There was a lot of things that happened during that time, but you gotta go and put the pieces together. You should get a book called if you haven't ever read it, called The Truth About the Christian Religion. It's a very interesting book. Very interesting. And this is where I learned the name play. For real, for real. When I started, I'm like, oh, this how they be calling. So then, oh. So this was all the same people. They just all got different names for. Excuse me. Yeah. You can download it online for free. It's an old book. You can get the PDF online for free. Because that's how I got it. And I printed it out years ago. Yeah. They be playing in our face. Mm-hmm. If you ever miss anything, you can go and watch the rewatch. I just told y'all I do not like repeating myself. Absolutely love you. That's why we record on YouTube. I'm about to go. That mean y'all not listening. I love y'all. I could already feel myself get irritated. Nope.